PlayStation has been making quite a few interesting moves towards the PC platform lately, and I think this will all culminate in them eventually making their own launcher and eventually shift their strategy to make PCs just as important to their business as consoles. What I mean by PC launcher is basically a platform that you download to your computer to facilitate the buying and downloading of games into a centralized platform. Basically, exactly what Steam and Epic are already doing, but owned by PlayStation and the home for PlayStation exclusive games. While they've stuck to just releasing some of their games on Steam to test the waters, I think that we can expect them to see an official release within the next few months. A recent SIE presentation explicitly states this, saying that this element of their business model is reducing compared to other growth areas. They've gone ahead and restructured their own organization as a way to facilitate more PC releases. SIE CEO Jim Ryan described PC releases as an easy decision, saying that there's an opportunity to expose these great games to a wider audience, and recognizes the economics of game development, which are not always so straightforward. This is pretty radical, considering that their business strategy for their entire existence has been solely on consoles and console exclusives. For example, look at that new Miles Morales game, which was originally pitched as an exclusive to sell PS5s. Now it's coming to PC in just a few months. This trend of realigning to PC shows no sign of stopping, since they expect to make over $300 million from PC sales alone in the 2022 financial year. Another big element of this restructuring was their purchase of Bungie for $3.6 billion. It's important to note that Bungie intends to continue releasing games independently and not work like a traditional PlayStation Studios developer, at least according to their own official press release. Instead, this acquisition is focused more on building their overall presence on PC, by using their games and personnel to help develop their own proposed live service games. PlayStation intends to have 10 by the end of 2026. They've also set aside a significant portion of that Bungie acquisition money to go towards the retention of talent and staff bonuses. Focusing on live service games guarantees a much greater presence on PC. It's no wonder that, according to VGC, half of their future releases will be on PC and mobile by 2025. If you're going to release on PC, you might at least try to do it on your own platform. Releasing on Steam and Epic might be a good way to start out and test the waters, but if you're a major platform and intend to release hundreds of games, an exclusive launcher is worth investing in. Using other platforms to release games means you have to share the revenue. Steam, for example, takes 30% of all game sales, which includes the game itself and all microtransactions like DLC. Other PC launchers have a similar take too, with Epic at a much more generous 12%. PlayStation has grown too comfortable not having to share this revenue with other people, so you can bet it's incredibly annoying for them to have to share it with anyone else, especially considering that a non-insignificant part of their yearly revenue is determined by microtransactions on their own platform. Adding to this, PlayStation is probably one of the only publishers out there that can actually justify its own PC launcher. It not only has exclusive content, but also a dedicated fan base that are already embedded within the system. While I've seen good content as not being sufficient enough to drive adoption, PlayStation's dedicated fan base probably is enough. A PlayStation launcher doesn't just mean their own games, it also means trophy synchronization, billing accounts being consistent, and friends lists and other facets of the ecosystem being identical between the console and the PC. Tying into this, there are many who want the PlayStation experience but can't because the current status of console gaming is too difficult. This can be the huge upfront cost of buying a console, but can also be factors outside that person's immediate control, like the political or regulatory environment. China, for example, is a hugely ripe market for games, since it's been home to some of the most successful games ever made. But selling consoles is incredibly difficult, due to the lingering effects of the 15-year console ban, as well as the already dominant market presence PC and mobile. China also makes it difficult for any Western gaming player to enter the market, through censorship and strict import controls. There's also Brazil, which has made the market for video games incredibly difficult due to the ludicrous costs associated with importing consoles. It makes sense to make the barrier to entry as low as possible for these people, as well as other potential gamers in emerging market. That recent Sony presentation identified these regions as potential growth opportunities, so you can bet that they're going to want to take steps to make it a reality. So all these moves indicate a pretty clear shift in strategic direction by PlayStation to focus on PC and become less reliant on consoles. Building on that, launching their own platform is basically a no-brainer, since it'll make them much more money and make them much more accessible to other markets. Anyway, that's all I have for now. I'll see you guys in the next video.